What Le Cholo Trucker Mas movies and shows, and here we got the movie Mob Land. I've never heard of this movie before. It came across, man, what was I doing? I was watching something and I saw this trailer that was available, and I see John Travolta. I'm like, oh, okay. Let me go ahead and just check out the trailer. And I checked it out and I'm like, okay, looks a little interesting. And I probably waited about 2 weeks before I was able to get time to watch it. I'm like, oh yeah, let me go check out that movie that I was looking at with John Travolta and Mobland. So I'll go ahead and I'll leave the trailer pinned in the comment section so you guys can go check it out. Because it definitely flew under the radar. I had no idea of this movie. I've never heard of it ever before. So I'll basically and tell you guys, um, I won't ruin it for you guys, but I'll pretty much tell you what you're gonna get in the trailer. And that's this. The movie basically is in a small town, very small town. You guys know the small town where everybody knows everybody. John Travolta's the sheriff. It's only John Travolta and his deputy who I think is older than he is. While John Travolta is the main, I'm sorry, while John Travolta is the biggest star in this movie, he's not the main star. So just because you see him on the cover, it doesn't mean that the whole movie is, revolves around John Travolta's character. It doesn't. He plays a big role in the movie, but he's not the main star. The two biggest stars in this movie is John Travolta and Steven Dorff. And then outside of that is a bunch of actors that I've never heard of. Maybe I've seen them here and there. I'm not even really sure. So anyway, um, it's this guy and his brother-in-law. They fall on hard times. They're trying to get a couple of extra bucks. They don't know how. They go about it by basically robbing, right? They come up with this scheme. It's like, hey, you know what? Let's go ahead and let's jack this pharmacy. Yes, in a small town. What they don't know is that that pharmacy is actually on the payroll for a mafia outfit out of New Orleans. Thus, the mob has to come to the small town, sending Stephen Dorff's character to go see what happened and go retrieve the money and go set everything right. And that's basically how the movie rolls, man. The main star in this movie is an actor I don't think I've ever seen before. Maybe he's been on something. I don't know. But like I said, most of the actors in here, I I don't think I've seen. If I have, it's never really stuck with me. Stephen Dorff's character, I really love his character, Holmes. I really love his character. He plays his character very, very well. I was so intrigued with his character and the way he played it. Basically, he just goes to a small town. He needs to figure out what happened. He needs to set everything right. And he just plays like this cold-hearted bastard. You know what I mean? At the same time, he's got charisma about him at the same time. So his character, I thought, made the movie. I really did. I thought he made this movie pretty much, man. He made this movie great, his character. John Travolta, yeah, you know what? I mean, John Travolta, man, he did pretty good in this movie. He played it off very well, playing this, small town sheriff. He played it off pretty damn well. So I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good movie. Um, it's not a must watch. I want to make that clear. You don't have to watch it, and it's not going to be one of the great movies when it comes to, mafioso, gangster movies. It's not, all right? But if you got some time to watch a movie and you're like, I don't know what to watch, go ahead and give this one a shot. I think, because after I finished watching it, I was like, yeah, it worked. Wasn't great, but it was good. It was definitely good enough. I'll put it to you guys like this. It was good enough for me to say, I'm glad I watched it. But if I never came around to watch it, would I feel like I've been missing out on, a great mob movie or anything like that? No, no, I wouldn't. As a matter of fact, I know it's called Mob Land. and it has a mob outfit out of New Orleans that comes to this small town. There's not a lot of, mob stuff going on in it, but it's an interesting movie. It had me intrigued throughout the entire movie. The whole story wasn't great, but it was good. And I do recommend it to a certain extent. Like I said, if you guys got a little bit of time on your hands, why don't check out a movie that flew, way under the radar, at least for me, because this movie came out in 2023. At least it flew under the radar for me. I never heard of this movie, but I'd give it a look see. It's pretty good. That is Mobland. Cholo Trucker, Mas Movies and Shows. I'll catch you guys on next one.